Welcome, dear friends, to our time of devotional reflection for Saturday, August the 19th, 2023. I'm Brian J. Munro, pastor of Kitimat First Baptist Church in beautiful Kitimat, British Columbia. This year, for our devotional time, we are following John MacArthur's devotional book entitled Drawing Near, Daily Readings for a Deeper Faith. Today's entry is entitled The Generosity of Love. From 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5, we read, "Love does not seek its own." The main thought is that love transforms selfish people into self-sacrificing people. Pastor MacArthur writes, "From the time of Adam and Eve, replacing God with self has been at the root of all sin. Our first parents had only one restriction. From the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat, for in the day that you eat from it you surely shall die." It's Genesis chapter 2, verse 17. But Eve believed the serpent's lie, that God was trying to keep her from realizing her full potential. That's the lie that the evil one speaks in Genesis chapter 3, verse 5. She ate the forbidden fruit and gave some to Adam, and together they plunged the human race into sin and death. Christ changed all that when he came, not to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many, as the Gospel of Matthew chapter 20, verse 28 tells us. Unlike Adam and Eve, Christ didn't see his own comfort or gain, but didn't seek his own comfort or gain, but made whatever sacrifices were necessary to redeem lost sinners. It is reported that the inscription on a tombstone in a small English cemetery reads, "Here lies a miser who lived for himself and cared for nothing but gathering wealth. Now where he is, or how he fares, nobody knows. And nobody cares." How tragic to spend your entire life enslaved to your selfishness. In contrast, a tombstone in the courtyard of St. Paul's Cathedral in London reads, "Sacred to the memory of General Charles George Gordon, who at all times and everywhere gave his strength to the weak, his substance to the poor, his sympathy to the suffering, his heart to God." Now, the first tombstone testifies to the futility of greed and selfishness, and the second to the glory of generosity and self-sacrifice. Christ is the perfect example of self-sacrifice. If you love him, you should be characterized by the same quality. Then others will see your genuineness and commitment to them, and will, by God's grace, be drawn to your Lord. What an epitaph might your family and friends write about you? I pray it is one that glorifies God for the selfless love he demonstrated through you. Dear friends, as always, I commend you, I thank you, I encourage you for having just taken a few moments out of your day to listen to this devotional reflection written by John MacArthur. And I'm so blessed to be able to be the one to read it to you. I've taken his suggestions for prayer and for further study that are attached to this devotional, and I've recorded them in the description portion of this video so that they be available for you. And I pray that you would read those and interact with those and gather from them the richness and additional understanding that is available to you there. And then until we can be together tomorrow to hear Pastor MacArthur's reflection for that day, which I'll read, I pray that you will go in the grace and the peace of our Lord Jesus Christ.